Yep. Hey, and we're live from a secret location in the middle of New York City. Welcome to Photo Advantage Tutoring's live Q&A. Yep. There we go. That's me. And here we go. Okay. So we have a couple things. So if you really like what I'm doing, hit like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share. And cheap clickbait. So part of this is what we're doing is if you like what I'm doing and you like the final that I did, if you like the final that I did before, how are you, Wendy? How are you? I have, if you like the final that I did, please go down. And if you like see you later. Bye. If you like the final that I did, go check out Achievable. Go on the link downstairs, down in the details, and take a look at that. And if you want a bigger one, you buy the whole program. They have so many questions. But please, guys, take a look at the final, work through it. I know I got 4 wrong on there, so I'm going to put in the details, which 4 I got wrong, so this way you can find out how you did on this test. It's really a lot of fun. A lot of people are doing it, and I'm getting some good feedback on it. I think I'm going to try to do that more, and I'm going to work with Achievable and see what we can do. Okay. Wendy, Ginger, Josh, how's everyone going? So we're getting some feedback from the test. We had a good day. I had almost 20 people taking this, 20 of my students take awesome. I saw Taylor. I am so happy. I was hoping that you'd come on and do this. I saw that you were running in there. And Zara, look at this. Awesome. This has been a great day. I have most of my students pass. I had a few that missed, one that we knew was going to miss. So we just wanted her to give it a shot and go from there. Had a couple 24s that ripped it out. Hey, how are you? Me and Mr. Z. Taylor, I love it. So Taylor and Sarah, I am so happy for you. That is great that you're done. So the 7, you have, what's next, the 63 or the 66? Everyone who's on here, it's not a lot of us. Usually Thursdays are pretty crappy. And especially if I don't put the link out early, people don't see this anything. So Taylor, I'm happy. I have a couple 63 videos out there. Yeah, I do have a few. I definitely have a few of those 63 videos. I also, if you look in the testing, I do a test online. So you can and I'm getting good feedback. Why do you have to wait for the 6, Sarah? But yeah, so the 63, I take one of the practice questions online and I do it, and it's pretty fun to go. So the way you do it, Taylor, is after you've been studying, so don't do it right away. When you get onto it, you do it, you hit pause when you see the question, and then you try to answer it, and then you see how I do it. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Me and Mr. Z, that's awesome. I don't know which, are you Mr. Z or are you me? I don't know which one you are. But Sandy, come on. Come on, Sandy. I thought you just sent me a picture of you with a little bit of alcohol. So what are you doing on here? You should be out celebrating, not on here. Okay. Now, what we're getting some feedback is that a lot of people saw true. Taylor, I know. Look. Oh, good. So please make sure you have. So I should scream and let everyone hear that. About Sandy going to dinner. Yay! I wish I could do a little emoji. Okay. Oh, wait a second. Can I do emojis? Can I do emojis? I don't think I can. Wow, that's funny. Oh, that's right, because Ginger always does it. Okay. There you go. That's as good as I can do. Okay. So as Sandy's not saying this, she rocked this test. She nailed it, okay? Sandy nailed this test. She beat it up, and she rocked it. Okay. Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you. Everyone next. Zach, how are you? I'm just learning the emojis. This is fun stuff. Okay, hold on. I can do a poll. I can show support. Oh, I can send myself money. That's funny. Okay, there we go. Okay. Awesome. So, Mr. Churi, so listen, Sandy, you don't know, when you texted me and told me that you passed, I was so happy for you because you worked so hard at this and you earned it, and I love it. Taylor, I am so happy you passed. Sarah, I'm so happy you passed. Now, but we're getting there. Look, I get the whole thing. Look, here's the thing about Rose, how are you? Oh, that's funny, Ginger. Got it. So yeah, it's the thing about past training consultants. That's whenever you hear us talk about Tina, that's training consultants. So the thing is, her videos are solid. They are. I mean, the videos are solid, and I tell everyone to speed them up. Do them like 1.5 speed, and it makes it easier. Like me, you have to probably slow it down because somebody said At 3/4 speed, I'm a lot better because it's my anxiety that I can't stop. And all my 20 years on the floor on the stock exchange just made me start talking really fast on top of anxiety. So it really just kind of went crazy. Okay. Oh, there you go. It helps. I think it does help. And it makes the videos a little shorter. So by the way, everyone, so we got 3 people pass. Sandy nailed the 7. We got Sarah beat the SIE, and we got Taylor. That's awesome. I'm very happy. Zach beat the other ones with 4, I think. Rose, you're getting close. We're getting up to it. How are we feeling? Is it tomorrow? I don't know. It's soon, I think, right? Okay, so Mr. Torrey. So this is what you have to do. Okay. Oh, right. Sam, I think, is better. I do think, yeah, look, she wants to make sure the stuff sticks, so it's fine. But I think they're a little light on the info. So they're fine, but I do think that the training consultants goes a little light. So you always want to try to get a supplemental, but you beat it, so that's all that matters. There you go, Zach. I love it. Just have the 22 left. We got to talk about that. So now the thing is, so Zach has taken the 22, and what happens a lot is it's a test that not a lot of people take. I think it's private placements, if I remember right. And all just statutory disqualification. And so the problem is a lot of places don't do it. So he had to find Solomon Exam Prep, I think, is the only one that does the 22. So it makes it tough when you have to take a test that nobody covers. Okay. So, before I do, DPPs. Yeah, which is such a pain in the ass, but it's not that. You'll be fine on that exam. If you beat the SIE, you'll be fine on this. So again, back to you, Mr. Torrey. Mr. Torrey, here's the thing in this. So if you want to study the right way, and if it depends. The theory here is that it doesn't matter whether you work all day or get to study all day. You should read the books one time straight through. Just read it straight through. Just boom, go right through it. Just get through it. I have a bunch of videos called the SIE book. So if you have STC, you can read along with it. And I think that's what me and Mr. Z was saying, that they're going along with it, which I do. I think I do a good job. This week, I'm starting on the Series 7. I'm going to do like chapters. Understand, I'm going to do chapters like 10 and up to the end, because the first 9 chapters are SIE coverage. So just watch the SIE stuff and you should be fine. And then I'll work on the 6 after that. So Rose, you'll be done by then. So a couple things. So Mr. Torrey, I think the first thing you need to do is either read. Don't worry about quizzes. Don't listen to other people. Just read the book, get through the whole thing, and don't take a lot of notes. Yeah, Josh, I think she only picked it up near the end, so it helped a little bit. But I think she only found me like a couple days ago, so I didn't help her too much. So Taylor, you have to think that you did this all on your own, which is awesome. Same as Sandy and Sarah. As much as I help people, this is helpful. You're not passing unless you do the work. Seriously, you got to do the work, and you guys are doing it and they're nailing it. So So Rose asked about statutory disqualification. So SD is basically saying that FINRA says you cannot register even if you wanted to. Okay, so that's the thing about this. So statutory disqualification says that you cannot do that. Okay. Boom. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, I do the. Hold on, let me fix this. Sandy, thank you very much. I do. If you join the membership, not the lowest level, but if you buy the second level, I do a weekly Zoom meeting at 3 p.m. every Monday. And it's basically you get on it and we just do a question. And there's only been a few people on it once in a while. I've only been on it there's only been 1 or 2 people on it max every time I do it. So it's almost like having a lesson. If they do the bigger one, the 99 plan, every other week I do a max of 2 people on it, a Zoom call, same thing. So it's like having a study session for $100 a month. You get 2 study sessions a month. Plus you get all my videos and that weekly Zoom call. Okay. John, how are you? Don't worry about it. We're all good. So back to this statutory disqualification. Okay. Oh, did you? Hold on. Taylor, I want to talk to you about that. I want to know if they helped. Okay. So SD, because my ADD will kill us. Statutory disqualification is when FINRA says you cannot register. Okay. When FINRA says you cannot register. So what is the rule on this? If you have a felony conviction, not charge, conviction in the last 10 years, they say you cannot register. If you have a securities or ethics misdemeanor conviction in the last 10 years, you cannot register. Charged, indicted, accused, arrested, nothing. You have to disclose that stuff, but you can't be statutory disqualified. Any criminal conviction, arrest, or charge, you have to disclose, okay? I had a guy had to register once, and he was arrested for he was I guess he was charged with obstructing police or something like that. It was resisting police. So FINRA, and it was like 15 years before, but FINRA, when I disclosed it about the guy, they still wanted to see the information. So they still had to go through all that. Now, traffic violations, stuff like that, they don't care about unless it hits felony level. If you see a regulator, FINRA, MSRB, SEC, anything, and it says it's either adjudicated or found to be guilty of violating, securities laws, then that's statutory disqualified also. If it's more than 10 years prior, then you have to note it. You have to let them know, but they can't kick you out for that. Now, the firm may not hire you, but the FINRA can only nail you and kick you out if it's within the last 10 years. Okay, hope that helps a little bit. Okay. So Taylor, did the option stuff really help you? Okay. Boom. I love Sandy. I love it. Armana, how are you? Look at that. You have friends, Ginger. Like people know each other. So Taylor, that's great. I'm glad that the options helped you. I do. I really help that. Because I put them up there and you put them out there and you're never sure if they're helping because options is such a big deal. So I do think the way I do it is picture and it's more common sense than the stupid fucking T-charts. I just hate those T-charts. Okay. So my email, I don't know who you are, Gifting Securities. So let's talk about that. So let's go to both. We'll do Gifting Securities and, Okay. So yeah, so I will do that. I'll do Mr. I'm just going to call you Mr. Z. I'll call you Mrs. Z. How about that? Okay. I will work on that. Okay. Good. Now, so let's talk about stock splits I think he said stock. The gifting first and then stock splits. I got to catch up. So gifting securities. So if I buy stock at 20, I wish I could get out a whiteboard. If I buy stock at 20 and it goes to 30, okay, well, that's my situation for everything. I buy stock at 20 and it goes to 30. If I hand you guys a gift of the shares, you are going to get them at 20. And then when you sell them, your cost basis is 20 and you pay taxes on everything from above 20. That's gifting. Okay. And it's either long-term or short-term, depending on how long I've held it. Same situation, I buy it at 20 and then I sell it and then it trades at 30 and then I die. I get hit by a bus, I fall out the window, whatever. If you inherit them, you are going to get them at 30. They step up the cost basis and they're automatically long-term. Remember, once the person dies, it's automatically long-term. I guess the idea is that the IRS does not believe that you're trying to screw them because you're fucking dead. So if you buy stock at 20, if I buy stock at 20 and it goes to 30 and then you inherit my shares at 30, it's priced at within 6 months of me dying. And when you sell them, you pay taxes only from 30 up. That's called the stepped up cost basis. Mutual funds do it, stocks do it, bonds do it. Annuities don't. Remember, annuities do not step up. So if I put in 20 grand and it goes up to 80 grand, and if I die, you're getting them at 20 and you have to pay taxes from 20 up. Okay, hope that helps a little bit. Okay, now I think he asked on. Okay, so I'll work on the formulas for a second. I got that. Okay, so my email. Hope that helps. Cost basis is if you give it as a gift, they get the cost basis of when you bought it and the long-term or short-term based on when you own it. If you die, then they get the cost basis of when you died. Okay. Taxation of stock splits. That's easy. Stock dividends and stock splits are not taxable. Cash dividends are taxable at ordinary income. Granted, if it's a qualified dividend, then they lower the tax bracket to whatever capital gains is. But stock splits and stock dividends are not taxable because you're getting more shares, but they're worth less. So your cost basis drops per share. Your total doesn't, but your cost basis per share will drop to where the new price is. But it's not a taxable event. You don't pay taxes until you sell it. Okay. Now for the SIE, I'm so happy for that. So now for the Z family, okay. And Sasha, I think Sasha wanted this too. So formulas you need. Remember, you don't know that you'll need them, but let's go through the ones. One, make sure you know the break evens for options. Okay. If you buy a call or sell a call, it's strike plus premium. If you buy a put or sell a put, it's strike minus. If it's hedging, remember, this is what I tell everyone. If it's hedging, if the actions are the same, you add them. And if it's different, you subtract. So remember, For hedging options, it's always stock plus or minus premium. Remember that. Stock, whenever there's stock and an option, it's stock plus or minus premium. If the actions, if it's 2 buys or 2 sells, you're going to add to the stock price. And if it's a buy and a sell or a sell and a buy, you're going to subtract from the stock price. So if they're the same, you add. If they're different, you subtract. I don't know why. It's funny. I feel bad. One of my students he's vaccinated. He got COVID. I hope I didn't get it over the phone. I'm kidding. He's in California. Bad jokes. Okay. So the formulas, that's one of them. The other one is you need to know current yield. What is current yield? Current yield is coupon over market price, or let's do it easier, annual income over the current market price. And if I'm helping you, please hit like. I appreciate it. And then tell people, tell your college kids, the kids who are coming out of college, tell the new people that are starting. When you walk into an office, just even if you don't think they're struggling, but you think they're taking it, send them my way. We can help people out. Now, current yield. If they give you a bond, you just take the coupon and divide it by the current market price, and that's current yield. If they give you a stock and they say like a $2 quarterly dividend, you have to multiply by 4 because it's quarterly, and then divide by the market price. So you're going to take the dividend, the annual dividend, divide it by the market price. That's current yield. If they give you a preferred, coupon divided by the market price. That's the second formula. The third one is you may need to know how to do a stock split. Okay. I have a video on that, I think, under my formulas. If you don't get it, let's talk Tuesday. But stock dividends, basically, I do this. If you have say you have 100 shares at 50, and you have a 3-for-1 stock split, this is what I do. And re-listen to this. I take the first number divided by the second. So if it's a 3-for-1, I do 3 divided by 1. That gives me 3. That's my multiplier. So the 3 that I have, if it's a 2-for-1, it's 2. If it's a 5-for-4, it's a 1.25. You always divide the first by the second. Okay. Now, I take that 3-for-1. I have 100 shares at 50. I take the 3 and multiply 3 times 100. That gives me $300. 300 shares. We're good. Now, there's 2 ways to do this. Either you take the stock price and divide by 3, which is the same thing, not by 300, by 3. So that'd be 50 divided by 3 is 1666. So that would be, so you now have 300 shares at 1666. The other way to do it is we know that 100 shares at 50 is $5,000. So if you do 3 divided by 1, you get the 3. 3 times 100 shares, that's 300 shares. Then do 5,000 divided by 300. That'll give you the 1666 also. So let's say they throw a curve at you and they say, oh, it's a 1-for-5 spread. 1-for-5 split. Again, you do the same thing. 1 divided by 5, that would give me 0.2. I do 100 times 0.2, that would give me 20 shares. And then I would do 5,000 divided by 20. What is that? 250 shares. So to always remember that if it's a forward split, you're going to get more shares worth less. If it's a reverse split, you're going to get less shares worth more. I hope that helps. Okay. That you may have to know. You may have to know how to get stock dividend, current yield. Okay. Stock splits. You may have to do I don't think they'll make you do convertible. I think that's the 7. By the Rose, I hope that statutory disqualification thing helped. The other thing I have, and guys, another person. So if you guys really want more help too, go on Basic Wisdom. Brandon Riths, he's a guy who writes for Achievable. Go on your channel, and it's really good. It's solid stuff. He's good. He's entertaining. I like him. Okay. He doesn't have as many videos, but he's definitely out there doing stuff. Okay, now, and also, if you want the Achievable, you always get a free trial, I think. Oh, there's another thing they're doing, which they didn't even tell me about. There's a thing, if you go on Achievable and apply for a scholarship, sometimes they'll just give you free access to one of the tests. It's great. What if you get free questions, and it costs you nothing but your email. Give it up, see what happens. It does. So if you go on Achievable, go through my link, go on the Achievable, hit the scholarship thing. Maybe you get a free session out of it, and you can try stuff out. And if you like it, you can buy it. There's my sales pitch. Back to this. So another formula you might have to do is to get the sales charge. So if I have it, remember, a mutual fund is always NAV plus the sales charge equals POP. I don't think I'll have to do it, but all the other exams you do after the SIE, you definitely will. Also, I have a formula video. If you look in my chest thing, I have a whole bunch of I have a video called Formulas, which all these are on there. I think I did them with the backboard so you can see me do it. If not, I may rewrite it so we can. Now, let's keep moving on this. So now, NAV plus sales charge equals POP. So if they give you the NAV and then they give you the POP and say, what's a sales charge? You subtract. If they say, what's a sales charge percentage? I can't speak. Sales charge percentage, you have to do POP minus the NAV, and then you divide that number by the POP. Remember that. You divide from the POP, not the NAV. Those are probably the formulas you'll have to do. I don't think, if anyone else is on here saying there's other ones, I'll go over them. But I really think the SIE, that's what they're doing. Focus on reading, get the risks and the regs done. Okay. Okay, Sasha, I hope that helped. Boom. Okay. What if I buy at 20 and the stock goes down to 15 and I gift it? That's a good question. I have to come back to that. Okay, I'll come back to that. Okay. Okay. Oh, Armana, did you ask a question? Hold on. Okay, no problem. Taylor, I'll see you on Tuesday. Okay. Everyone enjoy the good fourth here. Everyone's leaving. Okay. I always forget that. I have to go back. Okay. Yeah, I like basic wisdom. Okay. Hey. Hold on. Rose, good. Okay, so it's net basis principal. Okay, so John, what capacity is reported by member firm has conducted a net basis transaction? It should be D, okay? Okay. No, thank you. I appreciate it. Look, you know what's wonderful? You guys coming on here and sharing stuff. It's good. Look, I have a grandson. I have a granddaughter coming. I have a beautiful family. It's all good stuff. I make a lot of money doing this. I tutor. I try to do this to give back. I think all good stuff is happening. Thank you, Z. So if somebody does a net basis transaction, what that is that's a principal transaction. Unlike risk as principal, where you have to disclose the markup and markdown, you don't have to disclose it. That's the thing, okay? So if you are doing a net basis transaction, which means you're doing a risk as principal trade pretty much, but you're not disclosing to the customer what you charge, because it's really just, if I tell you to buy stock at 20, you go buy it at 20, and then you sell it to me at 21, you just tell me, oh, you bought it at 21 net. You don't tell me that you charge me $1 commission or markup or whatever it is. So you have to mark it as, should be a net basis principal, okay? Or just principal. I don't know they have to market net basis principal. I know that it's definitely going to be principal, because it's really two trades. Now, and two trades show up on the tape. So net basis means that the broker dealer will buy it at 20 and then turn around and sell to at 21, making $1. Both of those trades will show up on there. Okay. Armanda, did you ask a question? It sounds like you might have, and I might have missed it. Okay. Out of money this year. That's okay. Don't worry about Ginger. Just keep going on this. Okay. Yeah, Josh, I'm 100%. I don't like the T-charts, and I do all the options on there. Okay. Okay. Any more questions on this? So, hold on. Be no quiet. So, Zach, thank you for coming on. You probably left already. So I'm going to go with, so my email, the rule here states, and I'll look, you get the donor's cost basis. So if I buy it at 20 and the stock goes to 15 and they gift it, they should get 20. They should get it at 20, so they get the loss. That's the way the rule, I'll see if there's a loophole, but the rule states that you get the donor's cost basis, not fair market value. So I'll take a look at that, but I do think it's the cost basis, but I will double check by a Tuesday. Okay. So, oh, got it. Okay. Boom, Sandy. I love it. Take your time. I told you, take it off. Okay. Okay. So 1990-ish. There's math on the test. Okay. There's absolute math on the test. Okay. So if you go look at my video called The Formulas, that'll list all the math that you might have to do. So you were going to have to do all the option stuff. You're going to have to do margin. Which I have the videos on. You're going to have to do current yield. You're going to have to know, You're going to have to know how to do stock splits. You're going to have to do how to do taxes, cost basis, capital gain and loss. It's not a math test, but there will definitely be math on this. Okay. Also, focus on the suitability more than the math. It really will pay much bigger dividends. No pun intended. Okay. Sure. Okay. So Josh, and it's fine. You know what? It depends. I have some people who said they got like 4%. I got some people who got like, I've got some people got like 5 questions. Some people get like 20. So who the hell knows? And remember, remember everything's suitability. So it could be 15%. It could be 20. I wouldn't stress the math because it's not like they're trying to see, can you do freaking calculus? They want to make sure you can add and subtract and know when you would have to do that. Okay. So Josh, when I say longer month, I mean the farther month. So if you buy an October call and you sell a December call, the December one is the more expensive because it's farther. Okay. Okay, John, I will definitely go over that. Okay. So whenever you're talking about options, if you see the same strike price, you have to look to see the longer month. The longer month will be the better option. The more it has more. It's going to be more expensive. The longer month is always more expensive because it's more attractive. Because would I rather have a call that expires in July or one that expires in September? I would much rather have one that expires farther out. I'm willing to pay more money for that or get more money for that. Okay. Now, CMOs, I keep forgetting to do a video on that, but yeah, Parker, I'll do that. Okay. And then John, I'll get to your question. So a CMO is a mortgage-backed security. This might take a while. So a CMO is a mortgage-backed security. What that means is that you're buying into the income stream of a mortgage. So how do we do a mortgage? So you buy, I'm making numbers up, remember. So if you guys do math and you're a mortgage broker and I'm giving you crappy numbers, shut up. Okay. So now I buy say I buy a $120,000 house. I deposit 20, I borrow $100,000. That means I'm going to have to pay that back $100,000 a little bit every month for the next 30 years. So let's say it's a 10% mortgage. So I'm paying $1,000 a month. Again, making up numbers. So as a mortgage, I'm paying $1,000 a month. Each of that payments will be a little bit of principal and a little bit of interest. Maybe actually in the beginning, a lot of interest and a little bit of principal. But over the 30 years, you will end up paying back the $300,000 or the $100,000 plus interest, which probably should be $200,000 or $300,000. So pay it off early. Okay. Boom. Since 90, you're down south in Florida. It must be nice weather. Okay. Now, what happens is the bank is now looking at an income stream of $1,000 a month, and they do bunches of these. They're getting $1,000 a month for 30 years. They don't want to do that. So what they will do is they will sell that to a packaging company, let's call it a mortgage packager, who will then buy this mortgage from the bank for like $120,000. Again, making numbers up. So the bank lends the money to you and then sells the loan after a few months to a mortgage packager who then buys $100 million worth of these mortgages. So they're getting all of this income. So now this packager is getting all this income, but they don't want, that's not their game. Okay. They want the income. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Eric. I do appreciate it. So they want this income coming in. So what's going to happen is they're going to sell pieces of it. So now you're the investor. John bought a mortgage. He's paying every month into it. I'm the packager. I have this $50 million worth of mortgages, and you're the investor. So a minimum of $25,000 for these pass-through certificates. You're going to buy $25,000, and you're going to get a little piece of all these mortgages. So all these mortgages are paying into this fund. You're going to get like 50 cents from like 500 mortgages. Okay. Each month, you're going to get 50 cents from their payments. So that's 500 mortgages at 50 cents. So let's say you're going to get $250 a month. Now, what the thing about this is that $250 is a little bit of principal and a lot of interest. So you're going to get your money back over the 30 years. So you put $25,000 in, you're getting $250 a month. After 30 years, you'll make like maybe 30 or 40 grand total, but you're not getting a lump sum. You're getting it every month. You're okay with that. So that's what you're doing. You're buying an income stream, and you're getting that. You're paying $25,000 to get paid that money every month. Where's our risk? The risk is that if rates drop, well, the mortgage, John, who had the mortgage, is going to refinance, which means he's going to pay off the mortgage, which pays you off, which means your mortgage-backed security gets a little bit smaller, because it's not covering 500 mortgages now. It's like 380 or something like that. Say a lot of people refinanced. So like say it drops to 400 mortgages, say 100 of them prepay. That's what it's called, prepayment risk. Then you're only getting like 200 a month now. And you're going to have to reinvest that money that you got at a lower rate, because when rates drop, that's when people refinance. So that's called prepayment risk. The other risk is if rates go up and you are jealous because you're getting, a 10% mortgage, but now mortgage is paying are like 12 or 13. You would like that, but you can't get out of it because nobody's repaying. Why? So John would definitely not refinance his mortgage if he had a 10% mortgage and now they are now at 15 or 20%. He'd be like, I'm happy paying the 10. So that's called extension risk. You're kind of stuck in the mortgage. Okay, we good with that. That's a mortgage-backed security. But let's go into CMOs now. CMOs are derivatives of this. So all these broker dealers will say Merrill Lynch in the late 70s came up with this program. They said, look, instead of only selling these things that are $25,000 minimums, what we're going to do is we're going to buy the package. We're going to buy the mortgages, and then we're going to do some math. And the math here is, sorry if this is long, but it's valuable. We're going to do some math and try to make some guesses on how soon people refinance, called prepayment. And we will say we have a $50 million pool of mortgages, and we're gonna guess based on PSA prepay speed assumption that 10% will refinance in the first 3 years. So out of a $50 million pool, 10% will refinance. So that means $5 million of those mortgages will most likely refinance in the first 3 years. We don't know who's going to do it. We just know that they probably will. So look, everyone's listening. I like that because nobody's chatting. That's good. So I'm not too far behind. So what happens is it's compelling. So the Merrill Lynch will say, okay, we know that historically $5 million of these mortgages will refinance at some point. So what we're going to do is we're going to sell $5 million worth of 1 to 3 year CMOs. So that's going to be called tranche A. Tranche A is going to be, so as the first people pay off, everyone who buys tranche A will get paid off first. So we buy it. So we sell that to people who want their money back in 2 or 3 years. Josh, thank you. I love that. That's awesome. The little green thing. I love it. Thank you very much. I appreciate it so much. So, and then I send it out. The other thing you get as a member is you get my cell phone and you can shoot me text, and I'll usually, if I can't answer it in a text, I'll make a video and send it out to all the members. So now I'm trying to make it worth it. So this way you're not feeling like you're getting ripped off. So back onto this. So tranche A is the first one. They're going to be the first paid off. All tranches will get paid every month, like the monthly income, but the tranches get paid off in order. So tranche B will be the second group paid off. Tranche C, the third, tranche D. So maybe we did the math and we said, look, $10 million worth of mortgages, we'll refinance it between 3 and 5 years. So we'll sell $10 million worth of 3 to 5 year CMOs to people who want their money back in 3 or 5 years. Now remember, you don't get a lump sum, you're getting paid every month and it shall end. So a CMO is a derivative of a mortgage-backed security. Most CMOs, if they don't say otherwise, are backed by Ginnie Mae, which is backed by the government, so you don't really have default risk. So the CMO, they go tranche A, B, C, all the way out. Tranche A gets paid first, then B, then C, then D. Even if they all refinance in the first year, they go A, then B, then C, then D. So there's no guarantee of a time, but it's likely that an A would be 1 to 3, B would be 3 to 5, C would be 5 to 7. I'm making the numbers up, the years. I'm just saying they tell you, oh, it's like a 3-year CMO. It's likely to last 3 years. It could go shorter. It could go longer. So you still have some prepay risk and extension risk, but it's much less than the other one. Because remember, in the original one, if even one person refinanced, you got your money back and you had prepayment risk. On the CMO, if you buy tranche B, everyone in tranche A has to be paid off before you start getting your money back, which is what you wanted. So that's the CMO. That's quick and dirty. I'll probably do a video on that with charts and stuff like that this week. Great idea. Thank you for the thing. Okay. Hope that helped. Now, Texas, how are you? Hope that helped with the CMOs. Okay. Parker, if it did, let me know. If I made it worse, let me know also. Then I'll do the video. Okay. Boom. I love it. Okay. Now, Trevor, if you buy a straddle, this is true. Okay. John, I'll get to yours in a second. Sis, awesome. So I never know how it goes because I'm speaking to just this. And thank you for the feedback. So now, if you buy a straddle, so a lot of times if they say, oh, you're buying a straddle for 6, they mean total. The point is they're paying total. So if you buy a 50 straddle for 6, that means it's 56 is my upper break even and 44 is my lower. So you always count, it's a total, it's not 6 each. So your max loss is 6 and your max gain is unlimited. So if you buy a straddle and they say the premium is 4, it's a total of 4, not 4 and 4. So it could be 3 and 1, 2 and 2, 1 and 3. It doesn't matter. It's just going to total 4. They're kind of doing your work for you. Okay. So hold on now, John, it's New Beauty. I want to get to in a second. So John, so the dated date is the first date that it starts accruing interest. So there's not more than one. There's only one. It doesn't get repeated. The interest date is every 6 months, but the dated date is the first day it starts accruing interest. I'm happy to help you, Trevor. So now, Josh, I love it. That's awesome. Oh, see, I saw the Josh G. I didn't make the connection. That's what we talked. Okay. So now, so let's make sure we got this. So the dated date is the first day. So let's say we have a bond that pays every January and July. But when it's first issued, we don't actually know. We're not going to be able to actually issue the bond right on January, July. So it's probably going to be like February, March, or October. So what happens is when we issue it, anyone who buys the bond from the issuer in the primary market like the first time is going to pay accrued interest to the issuer back to the dated date. So it's like the first day it starts accruing interest. But once the bond starts paying interest, so if a bond is already trading in the secondary market, the dated date doesn't matter anymore at all. So the only time dated date matters, it happens only once, and it's only in the original before it makes its first payment. Once the bond makes its first semi-annual payment, the dated date is moot. It doesn't matter. Hope that helps, John. Now, okay, so New Beauty. So I assume when you say the 31st, you mean July 31st. Because never mind, because it's already July 1st. Duh, okay. So first thing you do, New Beauty, is read the book. If you have STC, it doesn't matter. Like I do, if you watch my SIE, okay, perfect. So if you get to study all day, this is awesome. Okay. So now, if you like what I'm doing, hit like and tell people. Okay. So now, again, if you're working with people studying, send them my way. I love it. And then also look up Basic Wisdom. He's pretty solid. That's Brandon. He has some good videos too. Okay. Good. Awesome. Now, guys, yeah, that's actually a good point. If I answer your question, just say yes, it helped, or no, it didn't. Because if it didn't, I'll redo it. I'll come up with another way. Okay. So you study after work. So here's what you're going to do. So I would say, whoever books you have, whether it's STC or Kaplan, whatever it is. Kaplan's tough because their videos are okay, but they're old guys. I mean, they make me seem like I'm a 20-year-old, and I'm not. They're all in their 70s and 80s. Watch the video before the chapter and then read. Okay. If you watch the video first, it softens the chapter up a little bit. It really does. Okay. So if you watch the video first, then read the chapter, it's going to help. If you have STC, okay, Kaplan. Okay. So the past perfect. So I'm going to give you a little hint. One, you can. I have a videos called SIE the book. Okay. Those will help. Because I go through the whole STC book. You don't need to have the STC book because I explain everything. And I think I do a pretty good job. So the SIE, the book playlist, I go through every chapter of the STC book. And if you want to buy that, that's great. But if not, just go along with it and it'll explain stuff. Kaplan is good. Past Perfect is good. The problem with Past Perfect is they go way too freaking deep. I mean, they go really deep. They go, ridiculously deep on these exams. Okay. So they go way into the math. They want you to do like heavy math on the stuff. And it's not that test. Even the 7, the math isn't that much. So I like Past Perfect. I do. And I like Kaplan. But both of them go a little too deep for this exam, but they will get you past it. It just Past Perfect will make you feel like you're taking a longer time. Okay? Kaplan has a lot of questions, and so does Past Perfect. And then the other thing is that when you get farther along, I do some videos where I take the test online. You can actually practice, do it with yourself. Okay, that's fine. Look, here's the thing. Past Perfect's too much, but the thing is it's not going to give you less information, right? You're going to have enough. You're going to just, whenever you see like their answer says, this is a tricky question, it means it's not on the test. And if you see a really complicated math question, like 4 options and this and that, or something that looks really complicated, that's not just a buy and a sell, it's probably not in the exam. But don't worry about it too much. Okay. Did I answer everyone's questions? I hope I did. Again, Thursday's usually shorter. I'm here in a secret location in New York City. And luckily it stopped raining, so it's good. Okay. I think I got most people's questions, right? Okay. Yeah, I mean, so again, so like Boston, so 1990-ish, don't sweat the percentage in the math. If you really are bad at math, then just start practicing this stuff. But again, it's depending on the vendor you have, whether it's Past Perfect or Kaplan or even STC, some of that math is way harder. Go, John. Boom. Yep. Boom. Just any on Sunday is fine. Just not Saturday. I'm going to the PLL games on Long Island. So Saturday is my day off. Go to the lacrosse games. Guys, go to the PLL. If you're in Long Island, go to Hofstra. It's a whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday lacrosse. And all the pros. Oh, and since you're in Wall Street, you're gonna have to know what lacrosse is anyway. Okay. I think that works. I think I'm gonna head out. I love it, guys. Thanks. It's only 40 minutes, not so bad. Please watch my videos. If you've taken the 7 anytime soon, go on the newest video I did. It's in the testing, I think, finals playlist. I take a test online. You can just do it with us. Okay, ETFs. Okay. Rose, you always come in at the end when I'm trying to get out, right? I'm kidding. So ETFs, so mutual funds do not trade on the market. Closed-end funds, publicly traded funds, ETFs, all trade. And when you buy them at the ask and sell them at the bid. It's also based on supply and demand. If it's a mutual fund, you buy at the NAV and you add a sales charge. So you're really buying at the POP, which is the NAV plus a sales charge. ETFs and closed-end funds, you can buy on margin. You can sell them short. They trade. They price all day long. Both of them, the NAV is more of a guide, not a lock, right? So on a mutual fund, you buy it at NAV and sell it at NAV, and they add a sales charge and you buy it. When it's an ETF, awesome. I love it, Sasha. Thank you. I'm happy to help. I love it. Okay. Again, so ETFs trade all day. Mutual funds, they price one time. Hope that helps a little bit. Okay. I think that works. Okay, guys, have a good weekend. I will see you on Tuesday. Feel free to watch the videos, comment on it. Tell me if you see some videos, feel free to comment. I see the comments when they come in. So just if you think there's a video I need to do, like now I know I'm going to do CMOs probably tomorrow. If you think there's a video you need me to do it. I don't usually drop videos over the weekend, only because nobody freaking watches them, especially this weekend. And everyone, have a good night. Wash your hands. Please go down there, and if you really like this stuff, go into the Achievable, get the STC. There's Amazon. You can buy some cheap supplementary books through the Amazon link. And if you want to watch, also remember, don't forget, I do the weekly wrap up every Friday night. I got Peter Tuchman, the Einstein of Wall Street. Sound like a salesperson saying that, from Wall Street Global Trading Academy, who teaches you how to trade. It's great. They're going to teach you how to trade. They don't guarantee your profits, and then they do a weekly Q&A telling you about the market and what they're seeing, and you get to watch this guy Peter trade. It's all stuff. So if you guys want to learn how to trade, go down in the link and jump in on it and see what it is. If you don't worry about it. I mean, if you guys are young, you probably don't want to trade yet, but maybe some guys are looking for that. We'll go. Okay, everyone, you all have a good weekend. Enjoy it. Don't blow your hands off, and see you guys on Tuesday.